This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Hey, it is the first Monday in the month of December.
Yes, indeed.
Welcome.
Good morning, everybody.
Yeah.
And of course, hey, welcome to Wake Up Nigeria. Nothing defines a month like, every first full work week, such as this one. Only this time, it's one that brings with it, a certain kind of feeling we all look forward to at the start of every single year. Actually, we're looking forward to the end of the year.
Yeah, we are. We're looking forward to reaching it, enjoying it.
Absolutely.
All the gifts and merry that comes with it. Yes, it's that time to fully embrace Yuletide. Stop playing those Christmas carols. Start spreading that good cheer. Yeah, it's time.
Yes, indeed. It is the end of the year, the beginning of the end. With any hope, your year has been as entertaining as ours has been. Mostly, we've spent every single morning here with you guys, and we're still not tired of it. We're still here this morning, aren't we? We want more love, more happiness, more you.
Yeah. Speaking of more, every single week she gives us more glam, more grace, more smiles. How you doing, Winfrey?
I'm doing very well, thank you so much. Good morning. It is the first Monday of December, and I have no business wearing a black office dress.
Wow.
Yes, that's what I have to say. But yeah, it's gonna be a good day.
Well, it's absolutely a good dress, Winfrey, even if I do say so myself.
Thank you.
Now, everybody out there, we have so much planned for you guys, a special edition marking the start of our endless list of holiday segments that we're going to be bringing to you guys this month.
Yeah, holiday segments. Yeah, all those glitzy glam, DIY things.
Fun stuff, happy stuff, family stuff, every single thing there. Now, you guys want to remember, happiness is a choice. You don't find it like you find a treasure. You simply have to decide that, hey, you're going to be so.
Yeah.
And it starts from you. Inside every single one of us, we have to make that decision.
Keep those messages and shout-outs coming. We are here to make your Mondays brighter. So let us know how we are doing with that. My name is Titilaya.
And of course, my name is Mazino Appeal. Together, we are your Monday morning starter pack. If you want to stay in the loop here, please, and make sure that you're tuned in by subscribing to @TVC Connect on YouTube, giving us a thumbs up each time, and also ringing that notification bell. That way, you guys can be, first to know about all the content that we're pushing out there, tailor-made just for you guys.
Our hashtag is Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. Use it across all social media platforms so we can hear for you and be part of your journey.
Yeah, and if you're watching from anywhere in the world, hey, don't worry. All you need to do is simply just have the app on your phone, which you can download on Google Play Store or on iOS.
So, why not switch to either GOTV or UHF channel 49 if you're in front of your screens? It'll brighten up your Monday morning. Tell a friend or a family member to connect with us.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much. You remember the hashtag. You remember every single thing for social media use. Let's make this one a very, very zesty Monday, as we always roll out to do every single time. Now, let's let them know what we have packaged for them, because we worked all weekend for this one, didn't we?
Of course.
You want to join us for some Monday morning motivation? Dr. Odabo Ejumudo. He's a passionate speaker, trainer, and also coach with enormous interest in building sustainable businesses that deliver value through a committed and fulfilled workforce. Today, we discuss with him career crisis, how to get unstuck and take the right steps to the next level.
And what would Mondays be if we didn't have a musical performance? Bringing in our hot list of performances for this week will be Noel Neo, aka Noel Momo Ifeolua. Now, he is a South African Nigerian singer, songwriter, guitarist, and so much more. And she has been preparing for this particular performance for a while. She's giving it to us.
And as usual, we bring a special segment every single morning for our small business owners. Today on SME, Olakweju is the founder and CEO of My Food Angels, an electrical engineering graduate and also an alumni of the Lagos Business School Enterprise Development Center. Now, she has also affiliations with Wimby's Capital Academy for Women's Entrepreneurship and also Daystar Leadership Academy. Well, today she joins us to talk about her very interesting business, how she's been thriving, and how we can learn from her. And to round things up, a very, very special guest joins us. He is a veteran actor, a TV host, radio host, and also dawn of Nigerian stand-up comedy. Okey Anthony Oyebule, popularly known as Okey Bakassi, will be joining us today here on Wake Up Nigeria. Can't wait.
I don't know what 5 minutes could do me rich, but I'll just touch small on everything where everybody don't touch. Now, a stranger, they come and confirm, say we did. Eh? But our sisters were there here, and that's also complain. All these guys, they make my 2 minutes noodle.
Exceptional. I can't wait to have him on the show.
Yeah,
I
it'll be
love
fun.
the good old kind of comedy, and Okey
Yeah.
Bakassi is definitely one of that crop. Winfrey, how was your week? How was your weekend, ladies? Not just you, Winfrey. How did you guys fare during the weekend?
It was good.
Yeah?
It was good. It was grand. What about
It
yours?
was good. It was okay. It wasn't terrible. Someone checked up on me and almost set my weekend on it,
What?
but it was fine.
You overcame, I guess.
Yeah, it really did.
You were very active
I was-
all over the place since
I
from
was-
Friday.
Since Thursday, actually. Oh, goodness me. There was an exhibition for Culturati for 3 days at the beach. So, yeah, I'm sunburnt under all
No,
this
you're not.
makeup. I am. Under the makeup, there is like lines and patches.
Oh, they don't have to know. Don't worry.
Yes, I'm telling you. But
Yeah.
amazing display of, you know, masquerades and African fabric and African food. I tasted some things I've not tasted ever before. Some really different African delicacies.
Oh, that's
So it was
fantastic.
interesting.
I spent Saturday, all of Saturday at the beach. Now, remember, guys, I've always said here on the show that I hate beaches. But for the first time in my life, 4 decades, I actually enjoyed being at the beach. I was there with my wife, my family, and all the members. It was fantastic.
Did you
I had
actually
never-
stay?
I stayed. I was in the water for like 90% of the
So
time.
that explain why you probably hated bitches, because you usually just
No, but it,
Just
well,
saying.
in any
There's
case,
no, yes.
it was a fantastic.
Welcome to that part of life.
You and Mommy was that before. It was a fantastic engagement. I loved it, especially
Yeah.
that I spent it with family, and my daughter
Yeah.
was so ecstatic. And then she slept all the way till like 9 o'clock the next day.
Wow.
It was fantastic. Absolutely.
Yesterday
loved
we had the celebration as well. Why do I always say that? Of
it. Of
celebration.
Fadabration. Of-
Yes, so a celebration at Maria Kiln. It was an amazing one. It was a beautiful display of culture. We had all manner of foods. We had people, dressed in African attire. We had African arts. It was beautiful. Music.
very
everywhere.
cultural weekend for
And like
everybody.
people came out. I was like the turnout was really, really impressive. So yeah, shout out to Afada Boy.
So it's not a December with big concerts. It's one where you have these small little communities coming together to make sure that family bond is
Yes.
strengthened, is what I believe. So hey,
yes.
that's what we do here every single morning, every single day. We're trying to help you with that family bond. So hey, if you're watching, especially through the weekend, through the holidays, make sure that we're your #1 choice for that one. And you're welcome. It's time for the news now. We begin in United Arab Emirates, where the federal government has agreed to set up humanitarian response stations across the country in a bid to bring timely succor to victims of disaster. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Betta Edu, told State House correspondents in Dubai after her interaction with officials of the Emirati government at the ongoing United Nations Climate Change Conference. Now, she said Nigeria will use the help of the UAE to tackle humanitarian crisis arising from insurgency, particularly in the northeast, as well as to end the poverty in other parts, the endemic poverty in other parts of the country. Earlier, President Bola Tinubu says Nigeria is committed to methane emission reduction by at least 30% by 2030. We have details in this package.
President Bola Tinubu says Nigeria is committed to methane emission reduction by at least 30% in the current year. Methane is a hydrocarbon that is a primary component of natural gas as well as greenhouse gas, and its presence in the atmosphere affects the Earth's temperature and the climate. Speaking at a forum on methane and other non-CO2 emissions reduction, President Tinubu said Nigeria, as signatory to the COP28 Global Decarbonization Accelerator, and having signed off as a member of the UN Global Compact, is working to achieve the aims of the summit. The president also emphasized that the country has taken critical steps to reduce methane emissions by ensuring flare elimination and focusing on gas as replacement. President Tinubu assured the gathering that Nigeria would continue to be partner in progress. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, and the Executive Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Zach Adedeji, also spoke.
Be partner in progress to achieve renewables. We are committed to energy mix. We are providing cooking gas for a large population. We will continue to do that. We've signed off on reduction of methane. We will leverage on new technology.
The growth that we are looking for is actually going to be green growth. It's going to be in the direction of energy efficient, climate friendly transactions that the growth is going to come. So it's not environment or growth, it's going to be environment and growth.
This committee is dedicated to steering the Nigeria Carbon Market Admission Plan, a strategic initiative that underscores our determination to...
Now, 4 people have been killed, including 2 children, while 1 person was critically injured in a stabbing in Far Rockaway, Queens on Sunday morning. Our Chief of New York City Police Department, Jeffrey Madre, says police received a 911 call shortly after 5 a.m. from a caller who said her cousin was killing her family members. According to the police, chief officers responded to a residential block in Queens where they pulled into a driveway and saw a man walking out with luggage. Upon seeing the officers, the man drew a kitchen steak knife, stabbing one in the neck and chest and striking the other in the head. One of the officers drew his weapon and fired at the suspect. The suspect was then taken to a hospital where he was pronounced dead.
Officers pull up to the block, and I just kind of want to set the stage for you. It's a residential block with homes on it, with apartments, with private houses. But at this particular location, it's a driveway. And you go up the driveway, and when you get to the end of the driveway, there's another 4 or 5 private homes there, 2-family homes there.
You have the female 11-year-old was found in front of the location, transported to Cohen's Children's Hospital, where unfortunately she passed away. We have a female 61-year-old who is currently at Mount Sinai Hospital in likely condition, suffering from multiple stab wounds.
Unbelievable skill. I know both these police officers personally. An unbelievable job. True professionals. Just great men who were doing their job. And again, thank God they were there. Those who say that police officers shouldn't be out on our street, I say to them, thank God.
And that's all we can take for the news this morning. Do stay tuned. We've got more for sports inside the big games. Do join us then. For now, let's take a break and we'll be back. And you're welcome. It's time for What's Up and About, and we have a very interesting story here that Titi brought to our note only just this morning. Something we want to talk about and discuss the dynamics of being married.
Yeah, well, hey.
That's how I'll put it.
So there's a serial ranter here that posted this. One night I plugged my wife is fond of using her phone till the battery runs low, and I'm always the one charging it for her. Every night before we go to bed, as I plug mine, I plug hers too. And it became my responsibility to charge her phone. I got tired of reminding her. She's always telling me to charge it for her, so I decided to teach her a lesson. Now, when I saw that line, I'm like, okay,
yeah, famous last words.
Next page says, he plugged in his phone and he left hers unplugged, and the next morning, her battery went out, and of course, NEPA did what they do. So she was upset, obviously, and he asked her if he's her PA.
Am I your designated
charger? And then she didn't say anything, right? And the next morning, he's preparing for work and couldn't find any of his things. He couldn't find his wallet, couldn't find his car keys, couldn't find his belt and his socks. And he went to work late that day because of all the things he couldn't find. Suffice to say, when he got back that day, he plugged in his wife's phone.
So this is I was, you know, these things they put on Instagram where they were like, hey, great couple, how long have you guys been together? What lessons do you have for the younger couples? There was an old couple who had been together for decades, a long time, perhaps 50 years, and there was something they said. You have to treat marriage as if it's not a competition. It is not a competition. Nobody has exclusive rights to do this or is assigned to do that or do this. If you do one for you, you do for the other. So thinking that, no, this is your responsibility doesn't work. And that's what I see here. Thinking that, can't you just do your own? You have to note that while you're living as 2 different people, you're actually connected as one. So your partner perhaps is already doing stuff that they didn't even consider as an assignment. It's just in their lives to get it done. But by the time you start to nitpick and say, I charged your phone yesterday, you should iron my shirt today. Yeah, that's when it
complicated.
becomes a bit of a, you know.
But then again, the fact that he wanted to teach her a lesson, it just felt a little, I don't know what term to use. It just felt strange to me. What was so hard in just plugging the phone?
It's not, I don't think it's that deep, to be very honest. Even I tried to teach her a lesson, I don't think it's that deep. I just figured out, like why can't you actually charge your, like, it's not even, like, just charge the phone. It's not,
Okay.
it's not, and the truth is, I think now, it's because it begins to come around, because my husband also charges my phone. So it's a thing, because a lot, I actually went through the comments and I realized a lot of women said it, that, their husbands actually charge the phone.
Yeah.
Because I noticed, and sometimes I wake up in the morning, I'm like, where's my phone? It's like, I charge this for you. Do you understand? And I'm like, just leave the, sometimes I'm like, just leave the phone there. But he knows that if he leaves it there, it's
You'll never get charged.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, and it's funny because when he's not around,
I charge my phone.
Yeah, you remember that you have to because there's nobody to do it for you that time.
But there are little things, like the socks aspect. You know, most men, when they come home, they've probably been in traffic, probably tired. And then the wife is just like seeing one sock here, one sock in the kitchen.
As it
and
is
you're like, and then you just pick things up. Even for your kids, the kids drop things around. And in the morning when you're getting ready for school, they can't find anything. There's just some little responsibilities we take for granted are being, done for us. But that nitpicking of, why do I have to do this for you all the time? That is the issue I have.
But he realized it now, that the
After
charging
he
of,
was
that
taught a
when
lesson.
he plugs his phone,
Yeah.
his car keys are right.
They come forth.
His
They
charging
show
of
up.
his wife's phone is directly proportional
to
his
But
things being
what
arranged
are
next
those
morning.
little things that you know that sometimes you forget to do that your partner does for you?
Let me see
Eat.
now.
Cooking.
Just like the guy,
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know.
I would only know what it is that I think I'm doing. And if you were to ask my partner, she'd tell you, I can't remember what he does for me. For instance, I don't think my wife knows where a fueling station is. I can't just runs all the time.
Are you serious?
Isha just has fueling it.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
If
That's a
there's a
good
dent,
one.
it just disappears
Yeah.
in like 5 days. It heals
Yeah.
itself. You know.
Yeah.
But I just think, for me, it's just my responsibility. I
Okay.
don't have to say, no, you have to go buy fuel, or you have to go fix the car. Or kind of like my
So
life.
The one I noticed was printing stuff.
Yeah.
So we had this very complicated looking printer. And this was some years ago. And I'd never even bothered to read a manual or even figure out how. I just send the documents to my husband and somehow he just prints it.
Yeah.
And then when he wasn't around to print it, I was there for, I think I was there for at least 45 minutes trying to figure this thing out.
Yeah.
I know I'm not dumb. This is just a printer.
What's the one thing you do for him that he doesn't know? Like right now, he's like, this thing just miraculously appeared here in the car.
Gosh. Yeah, his briefs and his underwear always appear. in
They
his drawer.
self-wash.
They appear, they just appear, and then when you can't find them, so that one,
right.
I know I do.
Yeah, what's one thing your husband thinks just happens?
Yeah.
One thing he thinks, just to be honest, I can't think of anything right now.
Really?
But to be honest, if you flip that question, it's
It's
like
a lot of things.
whenever he travels, I'm
Wait.
like, what's now going to happen to me?
Baby girl life ends.
Like, no.
Who's gonna
No,
put on the
I know what it
generator?
is. I know what it is.
What is it?
The generator.
Exactly.
God,
always-
it's
generator.
everything.
No, the generator.
It's from the
She's complaining
generator
about that one.
to fueling to like recently I went to the gas station to literally buy
do they do
gas,
this?
and I'm like,
What do you guys do when you get here?
I'm having like my brain is shaking.
Is there a special person that comes
it's-
to you with a
it's
gas
nice,
cylinder all
everything.
wrapped up? Madam, take.
Yeah.
Give me the other
Everything.
one.
I'm telling you, it's everything to be
Yeah.
honest. Like from gen to lights to water to even drinking water, and I'm like, water is to finish.
Hey, if you're married, perhaps you also kind of like experience these kinds of little moments. I'm sure that it gets very interesting when you start to take people's very individual experiences. Inside. I would like to know. So please, why don't you do this? Just send us a WhatsApp message, or rather, not a WhatsApp message. Send us a message using the hashtag Wake Up Nigerian TVC. Tell us that one little thing that your husband or your wife doesn't really know that you get done for them out of love, or I'm not saying out of spite. It's just, hey, it's the start of December, so let's show love all the way up until the end. So let's know. It will be very interesting to see and also very fun to read your comments as well.
All right, then. We'll be taking a quick break and be back with more.
And you are welcome. It's time to take a look at the dailies and everything that you might find if you pick up one of these for this morning. I'm not doing it alone. I have Winfrey Akbalesha here with me. You are welcome, Winfrey.
Thank you.
Alrighty, let's get to the dailies now. I'm going to be starting from the Punch newspaper. Front and center, big headline here for the Punch. Jakba, which is now a word that we use very, very secularly in Nigeria. Hospitals reduce outpatients surgeries as 4,000 doctors migrate. 1,197 Nigerian doctors moved to the UK since May 29. 789 Kano nurses, 162 doctors quit. OAUTH closes psychiatric unit over lack of nurses. Doctors fault 5% health budget. And that's a very concerning one. We'll come right back to. Kano government aide arrested for alleged palliative looting. And UBA wins Bank of the Year in Nigeria, 7 countries. Ogun police student killed in fresh robbery attack. And Akwa Ibom coppers in kidnapper's den 4 months after abduction. And anger as Lagos a mechanic's car crushes mother and 2 children. At the top for the Punch newspaper, budget, National Assembly, 6 agencies allocations rise 40% to 1.4 trillion naira, and over 150,000 Nigerians applied for U.S. visa in 2023. Coming back to that Jakba syndrome. Let's rest it there first off. The Jakba issue is not only affecting just the hospital or the health system, it's also affecting all works of life. People, especially in software design, or maybe even STEM, are beginning to find better opportunities outside of the country. I'm wondering if these countries are not sitting back and thinking, what ill are we doing to these other nations? Don't think too hard yet, Sha. Just wait for me. Jokes.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's a big concern. I'm wondering whether it's just a one-sided thing, whether we're just the ones thinking about the disadvantages.
Impact.
The impact.
So yesterday at Offa Liberation, I mean, of course, they had different things happening, but very importantly, they also had like an area where they had like, it wasn't like a seminar, but like just talking about the value, how we need to start embracing our culture and our things more often. And then there was a lady that was up on stage at some point talking about how, in fact, all I heard was, no to Jakba. Everybody was like, hey. Right? And it was actually very interesting because, of course, she was talking about how, oh, no, that's not the way forward. That's not the way to better the economy. We need to stay here and fight for us. But then again, Zainab was there with me, and something came to my mind. I mean, I look at her, and she looked really good, really plumpy. She had really lovely jewelry on. And we had a quick conversation. Okay, now, so we just did a quick analysis. In fact, none of your children are in this country right now. You cannot deny the facts, right? And then you definitely don't do health care here and all of that. So as much as, yes, I understood where she was coming from, at the same time, I was quite irritated by that whole thing because as much as
it's a trend.
Exactly. So, yeah, you're telling...
that access.
Exactly. You have access. You have the opportunities. You're in the helm of affairs.
Well, perhaps because they know what it is like outside there. I'm trying to balance it out, but...
No. So she... okay, let's not go into that.
If we keep on that, it's going to be an entire... Now, let's move on to our next daily for this morning, and let's take... What are you taking?
Yeah, so that's Vanguard, right? For the major headline here, we have uproar over Nigeria's 1,411 man delegation to COP28. We have, for the riders, we have federal government didn't fund all COP28 delegates. Presidency Obi LP blast Tinubu say high delegation waste of taxpayers' money. PDP demands roll call costs incurred by federal government delegates. Ask NAS to commence probe. UK commits £100 million to assist Nigeria. Others. And below that, let me take the one at the very top. To the left, we have how Intel waived $193 million debt to resolve stalemate over pilotag contracts. We have that from NPA. I won't benefit from federal government installment of Intel's contract from Atiku. NUC names new 11 justices for Supreme Court this week. To the right of that, we have the killer effects of inflation on the economy by Muda Yusuf. Alarm bells. We have that on page 22. And there we have an image of Tony Elumelu and Okonjo Iweala there. We have, right beside that, we have NAS committee to propose comments quick amendment of section of PIA. We have that on page 12. We have ex-Niger Governor Aliyu knocks northern leaders for setting region backwards. Okay, so yeah, that's about it.
Very interesting
For the
headlines
Vanguard.
here for the Vanguard, especially about the uproar of the 1,411-man delegation to COP28. First, I wanted to say I saw the videos. Most of them were actually amateur videos. I'm going to come back to that. There is a need for accountability regarding how much is being spent when we have these kinds of engagements outside the country. Obviously, we're struggling as a country, so putting people luxuriously on planes outside the country. Yes, let's get an account of that one.
Yeah.
However, there's something called information management. That kind of a delegation, from what I saw, everybody just wanted to be where the president was. So you can imagine the kind of questions that would rise, even if, like the presidency says, or the presidency says, that not everybody there was sponsored by the presidency. There's something called, like I said, information management there. If this is what's going to cause distraction from the main issues that are being discussed or the main reason why they're there, then try and manage that. The president should be on his own with his delegates, as few as they might be, so that it doesn't cause tongues wagging and we take away from the main issue that's supposed to be discussed at the forums where the president has engagements. That's just my own 2 cents regarding this.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that there's plenty left. But still, accountability is something that we need as Nigerians. Perhaps maybe a press conference after, so that set the record stage straight.
Yes.
The blueprint. Let's move on to the blueprint this morning, as requested.
Okay.
How wet lease aircraft put Nigeria aviation industry on the edge. Oh, now they know, says investigation. Their aircraft accidents waiting to happen. That's what they say. At the top here, 200 northern lawyers volunteer to assist Governor Yusuf win case at Supreme Court. And 5th World Media Summit, China urges fair reportage amid global instability. COP28, FG didn't sponsor 1,411 Nigerian delegates to Dubai. We saw that in the previous paper. And for the photo story, His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kano State, Alhaji Abakari Yusuf, launches mobile clinic and ambulances for medical outreach and emergency services. Now, this is good. It'll help plenty of jobs, perhaps. I'm hoping if the Japa syndrome doesn't hit these individuals who might be engaged. That's all we can take on the Blueprints newspaper. We move on now to perhaps what might be our last one, the Daily Trust.
Okay, so the Daily Trust here, we have outrage over Nigeria's 1,411 delegates to COP28 summit. Of course, Tinubu has turned climate change conference to Owambe. Tiku says that. Let's go to the top right there. To the left, APC played to Speaker lock horns over swearing in of new lawmakers. Jakpa, we've interviewed 180,000 Nigerians this year. And of course, I think that's all taking for Daily Trust. Most of it is just a reputation of like what we had on other papers.
I'm sure we'd find other reiterations here in the Guardian newspaper as well. To start with, over 60 refineries licenses inactive 18 years after as fuel import thrives. That's once again 60 refinery licenses inactive.
Yeah.
And trust the Guardian to give us a very interesting chart or infographic for poses about intention to build despite receiving licenses for the refineries. Very detailed there. To the side of that, Intel waived $193 million debt to resolve Pelotage crisis, MPA affirms, and Kano uncovers diversion of palliatives, vows to punish culprits. We had that one inside of the news this morning, and I think this investigation is going on. Teachers hold Subeb boss hostage, disrupt aptitude test in Dutse, and reject Wike's 15 billion naira benefiting residents for VP. Serap urges Senate at the bottom for the Guardian. NJC to select 11 new Supreme Court judges on Wednesday, that's 2 days from now. And failed road, female passenger dies, 2 injured in Lagos tanker accident once again. Wanted to say something about the amount of trucks and tankers that are currently inside of Lagos. They take the entire stretch from way before Sele all the way up until the port all week long, causing traffic. It's a bit managed, better managed than it was last year. It is actually a biennial thing where you have these trucks, especially in December now. But the amount of trucks that are applying the routes, Lagos roads currently is alarming. Not just the amount of trucks, but the amount of trucks that are totally not roadworthy.
Yes.
We get stopped all the time by the police and we get checked, or the authorities. And I'm wondering whether this only regards private car owners. What about these trucks that are plying these roads with tires that are not, well, containers or whatever? And these are the causes. These are the effects of what we get.
It's interesting because for everything you talk about, I have an experience to literally back it up. It's going to be a very long conversation.
Ooh,
but anyways, I have to say about all of that. Yeah, I've had an experience where I literally was stopped by police during a checkpoint.
You're watching another car that's
exactly, like a big, it's not just a regular car, a big container-looking bus that look, you know all those cars that they fix to pack certain things. They just drove by and I'm like, huh.
What
and
about them?
He told me to open my box, and I'm like, "What do you want to see, my undies?" It's just weird. It was just so funny. So and of course the situation of having trucks there. I know I've questioned. Why don't we have pipes going through? Do you understand transporting things?
That's a long-term solution.
Yes, but then again, there's vandalization and people that will pop it to get. Whatever it's going through. So.
Well, thank you for joining us for the papers. Do stay tuned. It's only the start for Wake Up Nigeria. We still have plenty coming your way. If you stick around, you get to find out, especially inside the kitchen where we have a very special chef for today. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a very quick short break, and when we get back, we'll be introducing you to our chef and, of course, on with the rest of the show.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen for the first Monday in December. Now, something fresh, refreshing right here in the kitchen is Chef Mo. Look at that white smile.
Good morning, my amazing people.
You look so excited to cook this morning.
Yes.
Excited to have all these ingredients in front of you, ready to throw down. You came prepared, Chef Mo.
Yes, so.
You came prepared. Let's talk about where you're from. Where are you from?
So I'm from Lebanon, Beirut, actually.
Okay.
And I have been in Nigeria for 5 years, actually.
Oh.
I have been on the studio before one day.
Okay.
I think you know me. I'm the amazing chef. I like to cook some Nigerian local dishes and some international dishes. And let's throw it up today, some mix between continental and Nigerian.
Okay, continental aspects and Nigerian aspects we discuss right now.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk ingredients.
So we have, first of all, we have the red green pepper, onion, red pepper, crayfish, vegetable oils for frying. We have flour to combine all the plantain. And then we have seasoning cubes. We have fresh prawns, and even, guys, if you have chicken, if you have beef, if you have goat meat as well, you can use it. But you know the economy now, so
you have to be very careful. The ingredients you put on your list these days.
100%.
Yeah, but these look very fresh, and you've already done some prepping. You've chopped everything down.
Yes, sir.
Really smooth. Let's talk about this. What's this?
It's tomato. Tomato mix.
Just tomato. Did you make it yourself, or you?
I will just make it. I chop it. I boil it small, and I put it aside to get cold and ready for setup.
All right, fantastic. And of course, how could we forget the plantain, the main guy?
It's very important, the plantain, to be ripe. Very, very important, to give us the sweetness and then to get mixed, all of us together.
Okay, fantastic. So, Chef Mohammed is here to create some plantain
bowls.
Exactly. I wanted you to say it, not me. We are going to be using all these interesting utensils you brought as well. You have a lot of wooden utensils. Does the wooden utensils...
To give me this local vibe.
Oh, interesting. Local vibe. Where do we begin now?
So let's begin with our chopping our prawns and chopping our plantain.
All right.
So we can mix everything together now.
All right, so let's move all these items out of the way, because when Chef Mo starts, we might need to prepare ourselves. So we're chopping them down into very small?
Very small, so it will get combined and the ball will not gonna start falling.
All right then. So we need the vegetable oil, of course, to be preheating so that it's nice and hot by the time we mix together all these ingredients. But let's go through these ingredients on the screen for you one more time. You have them in your house probably. You have plantain, onion. Everybody has chili pepper. Some people have crayfish, seasoning cubes, salt, flour, prawns. And then the sauce is going to have tomato, chili, onion, green, red peppers, salt, and seasoning cubes. Plantain balls with prawns.
100%.
Fantastic. All right, so we're making plantain balls here with Chef Mohammed. And he's been, you know, really prepping for this meal to come together.
So now let's start doing our sauce.
Fantastic.
And then we will start pounding our plantain and preparing and mixing our things.
Okay.
So we will start our hot fry pan.
Okay. Is it hot? It's hot, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll add some small vegetable oil.
Okay.
We start with our finely chopped onion.
Yeah? So how many onions? Is this a whole onion or more than one?
It's like 500 grams of onion because the onion will be shared between the plantain and the sauce.
Okay.
So we're not gonna put everything here.
Okay.
We'll put small
Not
to
much.
start
Okay.
our sauce.
While that's warming up, we have quite a lot of seasoning here. Are we using all this seasoning?
For sure, no. So as well,
Okay.
we need the most important things is to test your food.
Okay.
And you put small, you test, then if you need to add, you add. So the secret of a best chef is on his tasting his own food. In every step, you need to test. Not only at the end, every step. Yani, we put onion, we put tomato sauce, we test. We add salt, we test. We add seasoning, we test again.
Okay.
So this is the best
Fantastic.
secret.
Fantastic. For if you missed the list of ingredients earlier on, this is prawns, or is it shrimp? Shrimp, prawns?
It's shrimp.
Shrimp, sorry, shrimp. We have flour, we have crayfish,
Crayfish.
seasoning cubes, salt, green peppers, red peppers, onions, of course, already in the pan with some vegetable oil, and tomato. So this process of getting your tomato, this looks like what they get in the can.
Yes.
It looks like it.
100%. For you to get the best consistency of the tomato, first of all, you bleach your tomato, you peel it,
Oh, okay.
then you blend it,
Okay.
you cook it small, so like this you can preserve your tomato for long shelf. So it's not gonna spoil inside your fridge. You can store it inside freezer or you can store it inside fridge.
Wow,
For
fantastic.
your next things.
Okay. And it can last for how long? Maybe a week?
Inside the freezer, it can last you for 3-4 months.
Wow.
Inside the fridge, 3 days.
Fantastic.
Because the tomato is high on acid, so it will spoil very quick if you put it inside fridge.
So the onions are here.
Start to fry.
Yes. What do we need next?
So I just need a small coloration, so it's not gonna give me this pungent or sharp oniony taste in my sauce.
Okay. So when it changes color, it means that the flavor is a little less sharp.
Yes.
Okay.
The sugar start to caramelize.
I didn't even know there was sugar in onion.
No, there is sugar in onion, and even in the garlic there's more high sugar.
In garlic?
Yes.
Goodness me. Okay. All right. I'm learning, chef. I'm learning, chef. After this, what goes in after this?
Tomato.
Tomatoes.
Yes.
And then.
We can put our tomato sauce now.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the sound we're looking for. Fabulous. Okay. Done with that. So how long do we wait for this to mix, to cook?
Like approximately 10 to 15 minutes.
And then we add other ingredients.
100%.
All right, at this point, you're following along well at home. If you have these ingredients at home, you should try and send us a video. Use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. See if you can cook like Chef Mo right here on Wake Up Nigeria.
Amazing.
All right, then. We're going to be going to the plantain session very, very soon.
Yes.
All right. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back.
Well, it's the hour we reserve for all the late risers because we know there are some, and we know you guys also enjoy Wake Up Nigeria. So this hour is actually designed just for you guys as you kind of like stare out of bed and fix yourself a good beverage. Well, hey, you meet us here. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Mazino Appeal, and I'm not alone today. I will be letting you know who else has been here, only if you're just waking up. It's been a great Monday so far, but we still got so much coming your way. And of course, always a motivation segment for you guys to pick something out of and make sure the entire week kind of like goes according to the theme that you have set out. Here, we're setting out to have a very delicious Monday. And of course, who else but Chef Mohammed? And, well, Titi is helping just a bit. Just a bit, Titi. Just a bit.
Just a little. Just a little. We're making something really interesting. And this is a very interesting process. I don't think I've seen plantain mashed like this before. But it looks very, I don't know. I'm not there yet.
Let me tell you one thing. Even like I saw some people when it get ripe, when it get black, they trash their own plantain. So this process to don't waste any plantain again.
Okay.
So, and now as you see, it's chunky and smooth on the same time. So you don't need to mash it very well. So it's not gonna release all the water. So next step now, we have our
shrimp.
shrimps,
Yeah.
finely chopped. We add.
Okay.
We mix.
Wow. Shrimps, plantain, all going into the mortar.
100%. And now,
Yeah.
onion.
Onion. Great. Loads of onion. Perfect. Okay.
Crayfish.
Interesting.
Amazing crayfish.
So do you blend your own crayfish?
I blend my own crayfish.
Oh.
There is small and there is big. I prefer the big one. It gives me more flavor.
Oh, okay.
But you can use a small one as well.
All right. Fantastic. The
As
large
well.
crayfish, freshly blended by Chef Mo, going into the mortar as well.
And
now
now
we mix.
We mix. We don't forget to keep an eye on our sauce
Okay.
because now it's almost.
Almost there.
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, ooh.
Be careful, it's splashing.
Should we take the heat down maybe? No?
Yes, please.
Okay, let's take it down. Ooh, okay.
Opa.
So it's tomato but not pepper, so I'm fine. All right. All right then. Now I know that Mazino is still right there with us, welcoming us to the show, but I know he's just interested in what we're cooking here. Right?
Well, the thing is, Titi, I'm not very sure. Chef Mohammed, do you have plantain where you're from? Is it
In Lebanon?
Lebanon? Do you have plantain in there?
No, we don't have plantain.
How do you come to Nigeria and make better plantain than we do? Question. Just leave our plantain for us.
You
We're
will
test plantain.
And you will see
Okay.
if it's amazing or no.
Okay. All right.
Fantastic
then.
what you do. We love it. I can't wait to taste that. That's like seafood plantain. It's going to be brand new for me, so I'm looking forward. In any case, let's let you guys know what we have coming for the rest of the show here in the next 45 minutes. Promises to be great. We have motivation for a Monday. And Dr. Odabo Ejumudo. He's a passionate speaker and also trainer. He's a coach as well. He's got very, very interesting interest in helping business sustain themselves and also helping people commit to a fulfilled workforce. Today we discuss career crisis, how to get unstuck and take the right steps to your next level. Also, we are going to be having a very interesting musical performance, and ringing in our hot list of performances for the rest of the week is going to be none other than Noel Mio, aka Noel Mamor Ifeoluwa. She's a South African Nigerian singer, also a songwriter, and get this, she's a guitarist and keyboardist as well. She'd be, well, helping us with one of her renditions here today, a beautiful piece that she's prepared just for us. And as usual, we bring a special segment every single morning, Monday morning, for our small business owners. The SME segment today, we're going to have a very interesting lady, Olakweju. She will be joining us. She's the founder and CEO of My Food Angels. It's an electrical engineering, or rather, she's an electrical engineering graduate and also an alumni of the Lagos Business School. We'll be peering into her business success and also challenges, taking one or two lessons from everything she's been through. And then finally, our special guest for today. He joins us as a veteran actor, a TV host, and also radio host, and a dawn of Nigerian stand-up comedy. Nobody does it better than Okechukwu Anthony Onyegbule. You know him as Okey Bakassi, and I can't wait to have a sit down and talk with this man.
Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us. It's still a beautiful Monday morning, and of course for Mondays, remember we have motivation. Today I have with me Dr. Odabo Ejumudo. He is a passionate speaker, trainer, and coach with enormous interest in building sustainable businesses that deliver value through a committed and fulfilled workforce. Today we discuss with him career crisis, how to get unstuck and take the right steps to the next level. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria.
Thank you.
You are definitely not new to this space, so yeah, I mean, welcome anyways. Good to have you here. All right, so now we're talking about career crisis and how to get unstuck. And I feel it's a very, very important topic, especially for now, right? End of the year, a lot of people have gone through a lot from January all till now. Maybe they might be probably weighing what options they have, what they want to do for the new year and all of that. But first off, let's start from you. I was going through your bio, as I told you earlier, and I realized you did a very serious pivot from dentistry all the way to sales. How did that come about? How was that for you?
It was interesting, let me put it that way. I always knew I wasn't going to practice. When I was in school, all my friends knew Odabo would not practice. And I just had that determination to go for my dream job.
Yeah.
So when I finished, I told my family I'm not practicing anymore.
Yeah.
I think they thought I was a bit crazy. My friends too. So I just went to do sales. I was doing buying and selling, just doing my own thing, chilling in Lagos. And I had my first lucky break. I got a job. Someone who believed in me, I said, okay, come and work for my company.
Okay.
I worked there for a bit, but it was a struggle. I was paid 44,000 naira. This was back in 2010. I couldn't even afford my bike fare to work, right?
Yeah.
But what I did, I worked there for about 4 months, and I resigned. However, I changed it to a commission-based business.
Yes.
So I told you, this is the item I want to sell, right? I'll sell it and make my money on top. And that was that. I did that for about 6 months, 2010, before my big break came.
Oh, wow.
Which was my first work in GSK, first job in GSK. It was a dream. I literally couldn't believe I was there.
You were there, right?
Fantastic,
Amazing.
right?
I think we have several things in common. First of all, we went to Uniben together, just been out there. I think maybe Uniben has a thing of you studying one thing and knowing you're not going to do that thing, because I studied law and I knew for a fact that, nah, this is not me, and all of that. So now you actually, you talk about your transition, and it seems kind of smooth, but was it really, really that smooth?
Was it smooth?
Mentally for you, what was it like? Were there points where you regretted, should I go back, or what was it really like? And also getting into, I mean, talk about your big break now. Did you have the requisite training for it?
Okay, so 2 questions there.
Yeah.
First one, it wasn't easy. It's not easy. There's the mental warfare you go through. And I see that with lots of my clients.
Yeah.
There's that turmoil, there's fear. Fear
Yes,
is the word. There's
fear.
the fear of the unknown.
Yes.
How will I survive? How will I literally... It's like you believe you will just disappear from the earth once you don't get that paycheck.
True.
So I advise my clients, always have another stream of income, which was what I was doing there. I didn't know I was doing something right. I just knew I was buying and selling. I could feed myself. I was single then, so that was just me. I was okay with that. If you can establish that income first, you are good. That's the first thing. For the second one, what was the second question again?
So the second question was that by the time you pivoted, right, did you have regrets, or was it hard going in? Did you have the requisite training
Yes,
for that?
yes.
Did you have to get that?
I had that training.
Yeah.
I invested a lot in personal development. I was reading books, from books. I was literally yellow marking every book I could come across on sales.
On sales, okay.
One book changed it for me. It was Brian Tracy, The Psychology of Selling. That was a game changer for me. So when I got into sales, when I got the first job in GSK, in 1 month I hit the biggest order in my territory for my department. Right?
Wow.
So it was very clear for me how to be a great sales guy.
Okay.
It just took off for me. So anyone looking to transit,
That's
you
the first
must
thing.
build yourself capacity-wise. Pay for courses, go to lectures, build yourself up, and that will help you do very well in the course you are going for.
Okay, amazing. Okay, so now let's talk about the topic. Let's delve in now. Career crisis. Right. Okay, so now, first of all, how do we identify, or how do we define career crisis?
Career and crisis. Put it that way.
Okay.
So whatever role you're working, whatever job you find yourself, there's usually that turning point for most people where they feel unsatisfied. They start getting detached from work. Me, back then when I was in clinic, I literally didn't used to look at my watch. When I go to work, I don't look at my watch. I'm just waiting for 4 o'clock to come, like 5 o'clock. When it's afternoon, I know it's time, almost time. I was that bad. So people who feel that way about their jobs, there's Monday vibes. Oh no, people don't want to go to work. Sunday, they are a bit sad. You know that you are in a bit of career crisis. You're a bit of something's wrong. It could be your boss. It could be the company culture, right? It could be several things. You know that even for some people that are successful at what they do, they are still in some kind of career crisis. And I joke about it like you're working in an oil company. The money is too good. You can't leave. Where are you going to? But deep down, they know that there's something.
Yeah, there's something, yes.
Those are the signs that help you realize if you're in career crisis.
Okay, so and at that point, would you say the best thing is to actually just change and just do what you always wanted to do? Or could you say certain things could be managed in that time to make you feel better?
Yes, it can be managed.
Okay.
It can be managed. Over the course of my moving to sales, I've been about 10, 12 years in sales, different multinationals. And I've been in companies where I loved it. When I was leaving, I did not love it, right? But I had to stay a while to figure out my next move. I do not recommend resigning out of the blues, out of anger. I do not
Frustration,
recommend it.
yes.
Unless the place is really like Game of Thrones and you are like mental torture.
Yeah.
Yes, you can have that exit. But if not, I always recommend planning your exits.
Okay.
Gives you time to save up some income, start up the next side hustle. Then you are sure that's making some income. To get your mindset right. Because even though you jump out and your mindset is not right, people might struggle.
Yes.
They struggle when they jump out. Right? So you have to prepare. And that's why I recommend speaking to a coach, speaking to people who have gone ahead and done such things. Prepares you better. It helps you in that transition period.
Okay, so now how would you know? So I think this is a question that I don't know if it fits in, but then again I'll ask it anyways. So now sometimes you might actually be experiencing probably career crisis, and then it's more from probably an emotional point, in the sense that maybe you are trying to deal with stuff yourself. How do you separate that and know, okay, fine, this is caused by work? Or this is like a personal thing.
I love the way you said that. You have to be objective about it, right? What exactly is the problem?
Yeah.
You go to the root cause analysis. If you figure it out, it might not be your job, it might not be your boss, it might be you.
It might be you, yeah.
You are not delivering. You actually signed, you deliver on it, so it's on you, right? So is it family issues, personal issues, family issues? What is the problem? And most times we have a blind spot.
Yeah.
We don't see what we are doing wrong. So
Yeah.
someone can help you identify what that problem is.
What that problem is.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, amazing. I mean, very quick, concise conversation, but very on point. And we'll definitely be having you here again next week. Thank you so much for coming through. Looking forward to the next conversation with you. All right, and that's it on Motivation this beautiful Monday morning. Still so much to come right here on Wake Up Nigeria. We're going to a quick break, and we'll be back shortly. Stay with us.
Wow, call it tomato or tomato. That's a very, very beautiful load. And you are welcome. It's our SME segment now. And of course, we have a very special guest here with us. Her name is Olakpeju Omar. She is the founder of My Food Angels. She's an electrical engineering graduate and also alumni of the Lagos Business School's Enterprise Development Center, Flourish Africa. She also has an affiliation with Wimbiz Capital, Academy for Women's Entrepreneurs, and also Daystar Leadership Academy. You are welcome, Olakpeju. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
So you're in the market there. That's a very different person here. Hey, what if you were to go to the market dressed like this? Would the price of the tomato increase?
It would definitely increase.
Let's talk about My Food Angels. What do you guys do? I know what you do. I just want you to give us perhaps maybe a more in-depth definition to what it is My Food Angels do.
All right, so thank you. My Food Angels actually aggregates and distributes food items from the farms and markets, and we supply individuals and businesses alike.
When you say aggregates, it's a loaded word. How do you mean aggregate?
So we not only even move these food items, we actually have gone to the point of now giving the farmers seed to grow. We realize that some farmers have low yielding fruit seeds that they plant, and so we want to control end to end what our customers get. So we're not only of taking products from the farms, we're also giving the farmers seed to plant for us.
That's very interesting. I'm going to come back to that. But first of all, I wanted to understand your customers. First off, you have the farmers, the market women and all, and then you have the end users of these products who are people like who? Me?
People like you.
Really?
You're in the office right now and food can be delivered to your house.
When you don't be sure, 9 o'clock I can enter my 12 like this. But that's very interesting because we live in a society where people are very busy these days. Even women are trying to make ends meet and try to support the home. So they're out working. So it's less and less time to go to the markets, do all the pricing yourself, make sure you get the best yield, best products, and bring back home. Especially with everything that's happening here in Lagos, very difficult. That's where you come in for that customer, such as myself and my household. Then you also have the other customers who are the farmers or perhaps the market women and all, whom you only just said now, you also go the extent of providing even the seeds that they plant so you can come back and harvest those, or after they've harvested it, so you can sell. When did you start all this, and how long did it take you to get to this entire, how do I put it? Because now it's like there's
a whole value chain.
Exactly, there's so many layers to it. How long have you been at it?
Okay, so we started in the year 2018. Back then we were called Maltov Marketoman. That's why I really laughed when you said you want to enter Maltov. Back then we were called Maltov Marketoman, and then, but eventually we evolved to My Food Angels. We built our core product in 2021. The reason why we did that was because, you know, it's beyond mile 12 and it's beyond one woman. It's beyond, you know, we see beyond that, and we see that My Food Angels can actually do better. So we started giving seed to the farmer, coincidentally, a few months ago when we got our impact fund from Grooming Endowment Trust. And then, you know, so that impact fund helped us to go back to the farmer, ensure that they're giving us the best of produce, and then we can now reduce the increase the shelf life for the customers' food items. So what we see in most of our markets is that this products have traveled for days, even weeks sometimes, before they get to the market. And so that has reduced their shelf life greatly. But what we give them is high-yielding seeds, and they are able to give us this
resilient products.
Yes, resilient products, and then they were able to bring that to the customer. And so we've had different testimonies of our customers telling us that while their tomatoes have lasted longer, we started with tomatoes actually, and we're still on tomatoes, but we're going to almost every product that you know we offtake.
Uniquely, what you said was you started as Mile 12 market woman. That was just you, I guess.
Yeah, that was just me.
Just you. So you've grown in the past 5 years to My Food Angels. How did you get started? I'm asking specifically because there are people out there who actually would like to get into this kind of business. What challenges did you face as a single woman getting products from Mile 12, going to offices, you know, and distributing? How did you overcome these challenges, and where has that brought you? Obviously, you've been funded now. You know, she said that already. But tell us that story.
You know, so, okay, why I started my 12 Market Woman then was because I realized there was this huge disparity of prices between, I was coming from the mainland, I moved to the island, and I saw that, you know, the prices
you're big now, huh?
I'm not very big now. So you know, I saw that there was this huge disparity of pricing of products, and then I moved. I would go back to the market to get food items for my family. But in there, I saw an opportunity when I would go to my house, get my food items, and my neighbors who were busy professionals would tell me, could you get this thing for me now? And so I realized that opportunity. And so I would go back to the market for them, buy this product, package it in the market car park. I didn't have an office, I didn't have anything. So I would stay I bootstrapped literally. And so yes, my booth was my office. The alabarus were were the people I was employing, you know, to work for me. And so they would package the items for me and we move. I'm the one who drives. I was a driver. I would move it to the customer. Sometimes late at night because I have to do a whole lot of customers. But here we are today. We've scaled beyond that. Thank you.
Absolutely very interesting.
Thank you.
Now you're getting funding. You're even talking with industries. Let me put it that way. This is going to get bigger, is it?
Yes.
You're going into other products. And what are we expecting to see in the next 5 years?
So in the next 5 years,
a warehouse where people can actually come conveniently in different spaces across the
exactly. You've just
reading your mind, aren't I?
You have just described the dream. So the dream really for us is My Food Angels would actually get to the point where we do not only aggregate, but we're able to have a walk-in store where people come in and of course multiply it across different states in Nigeria.
Interesting. I'm sure that there are people out there who have taken lesson from what you have just told. The fact that you started as a one-woman a business up until now, where you're even employing people, I guess, to be a part of My Food Angels. It's grand. We've had your handle displayed on the screen, so I'm sure that if people have questions and would like to learn more about this kind of business, if they come to you, would you assist?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Well, thank you very much, Olakwe.
Thank you.
Grand
Thank you
to
so
have
much.
Here. Now, I'm sure you're going to get out of that and then jump into Mile 12.
No, I'm not going to Mile 12.
Oh, you have people
I have a team that does that already for me.
Large.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Olakwe.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I'm sure you've learned something and that you're taking away something from there. If you want to start a business, the sort, well, Olakwe is there to help you. Do stay tuned. We've got one more guest on Wake Up Nigeria. It's going to be a grand one. Might I tell you already? Okey Bakassi is in the house. I see him already, and you're going to enjoy this. We'll be back.
It goes by the name Okey Bakassi.
Oh, 30 years on stage this year. The amazing veteran actor, TV host, radio host, the Don of Nigerian stand-up comedy.
Okechukwu Anthony Onyegbule, probably known as Okey Bakassi. Welcome.
That's me, that's me.
Yes, that's
so
you.
it's such a pleasure to be in the midst of these beautiful ladies.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
You know, that's the line you used to open your shows. We understand. We get
Oh, you ladies are beautiful. I'm not flattering you.
Thank you.
Stating the obvious.
But men like Okey Bakassi have looked handsome from way back. All those kind handsome that even with the grey.
Look for bandage, my
The
head
grey
is
even
swelling.
makes it more, you know.
All those sugar daddy vibes.
Look for bandage, my head is swell now. One bust.
It's always great to see you. Always great to have you around. You're a friend of the house.
Yes.
But now you have advanced to movie production as well.
Yeah, actually, I've been doing movies for 30 years as well. And in that time, we've racked up quite a number. Sometimes it's embarrassing to mention it, considering I don't have a private jet yet. So I just leave it like that. But what we did differently this time is to produce executively for big screen. All right, yes.
Not home video.
No, not home video. We've been doing home videos forever.
There's some Gen Zs that don't know what home video is.
And you won't blame them. The world is moving so fast. So why go back when you can move forward? So the new thing actually, to mark the 30 years on stage, first we did a concert, one night stand at Eco Hotel on the 1st of October, and then followed up with Bank Alert, the movie that everyone has to see this season. Bank Alert. If you're broke and almost suicidal and you find 500 million in your account, what will you do? That's the little premise of the story.
Oh, God.
Sometimes you think that broke, almost suicidal, then 5 million enter your hand, the problem is solved. You may be starting another problem without knowing it.
Of course.
But you need to go see the movie to understand it.
Definitely. And of course, Kanayo Okanayo was in this one. And when you talk about money, when I hear the name of the movie and I hear Kanayo, it kind of joins. So just give us a little insight.
It's my brother, don't say anything about ritual.
I didn't say anything. Did you hear me, ritual? I didn't say anything, Who said ritual? But I think what is very important for me is I need to know where the story, the vision of Bank Alerts came from and why.
Yeah, so okay, the story of Bank Alert was almost 10 years ago. Just me playing with. I'm a good storyteller. At the risk of sounding immodest, I tell stories, and I've been doing so for a couple different movies, script conference for different productions. So the story was about 10 years ago, just playing with thoughts, ideas, There are things we go through in life, and, in Nigeria, everybody's practically praying for a miracle.
Yes.
Sometimes you have people say, if I feel just the Guacana, I pick 10 million. I pick 10 million for road now. My problem will be solved. So just thinking about it, in this whole hardship, what if you came across this huge sum of money? What will you do? And what are the consequences? Because for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. That's what they tell you in physics. So eventually we expanded the story to cover a whole lot of dramatic scenes, and we looked dramatic situations. We looked for the best possible people to interpret it. Went for Kate Henshaw, Tinamba, Kanayo, Nino.
Powerful
a lot of creative people across the spectrum of the movie industry, Yoruba, Igbo, everywhere, just everybody in the mix.
So my issue is now finding a balance, because you're known for comedy.
Yes.
And I'm guessing it's expected that this is a comedy.
Well, there's a
movie.
lot of humor in it.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can call it an action comedy.
Action comedy.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Because my brother, how am I forgetting all the artists? I think his old age did a wonderful one there with his portrayal of Modestus, the bad guy in the story. Yeah, he did a good job. So yeah, lots of wonderful. It's something that you need to see. I know that the kind of reviews we are getting from those who have gone to see it in the cinemas is heartwarming. And I've been to a couple. I was in Asaba, over the weekend. Surulere, and sometimes I just sneak in to the cinema just to gauge reaction, and
Yes.
I get excited when I see people actually, because for me, I don't like to do slapstick comedy.
Okay.
I don't like to do comedy laugh by force.
Yeah. Okay.
You understand? I like it to be organic.
Yeah.
So you're watching a story, you're in the cinema, and you see a scene, and you know that hearty laugh when you hear it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm all for it.
All right.
Like, I'll tell people I'm in the business of creating happiness. That's what I do. So.
But in the end, it's not easy writing something like this. And you just touched on slapstick comedy now, which is essentially what skit makers are using to make
most of
millions.
them, yes.
Now, you've been in the industry before social media, before slapstick came to our phones, and before skit making.
Yeah.
But you were making skits.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's talk about the differences in the industry.
Okay.
How it's evolved.
How it's evolved over time.
Yeah.
So, okay, all these aspects in my career, I mean, we said it's 30 years. In my career, I've done all this. Okay, I've seen all that. In fact, I started making skits right from when I was on campus, and I didn't even calculate those years as the 30 years.
Okay.
Those were my amateur years, you know. So professionally, I started counting from 93 during my youth service year, you know. Now, I've done all that, you know, and what I've seen is that as you grow, sometimes you want to challenge yourself, you know. And there was a turning point in my career as an actor. Some years back, I was home with my kids, and this Nollywood movie was playing, and I was watching because I like to watch young people's reaction. And my daughter made one comment like, "This is silly," you know. And it got me thinking, you know, I've been doing this I've done how many movies, and if these young people think this is silly, I don't want to be doing silly stuff. I want to do something that will, you know, tickle the excitement of every generation. So I had to make changes. And what I did was deliberately stay away from acting for a while to do a personal reassessment, check the industry, and if I come back, where I want to plug in. I want to be able to sell to all markets. If I've been this long in the business, is because I've been able to change and change and change with the market. So if we are not entertaining these young people, then you're going to phase out because they will forget you.
Very, very
You understand? So I had to make those adjustments. For people who are making skits, I'm not knocking anybody. It's also good for the business because I like, if it's competitive, it sets everybody up. So I like that young people are coming in with their own ideas. It's not new to me. It's old to me. To be very honest, some of them don't make me laugh. Some of them are quite hilarious. But the thing is that they are bringing something new into the market for everyone. Some of the things that I will not even do because I think it's so old and so outdated. They're doing it and it's catching on and people are getting excited. I'm like, people still laugh. And some of my friends say, stay there. I don't go back and do it again.
You know what? You know you're like an encyclopedia of knowledge in this particular industry, and you know we appreciate you for being here. But I think it's about time we see a trailer of yours. Bank alert.
My friend Yemi says his daddy is taking him to Disneyland during the holidays. Can we go too?
Is it daddy you're telling? Everybody knows daddy doesn't have money.
No! Full pot of rice, nothing for me.
Wait, I didn't hear what you... I mean,
Wow, that is a trailer.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Speaking of amazing, what Chef Mo has put down here today is definitely amazing. Some seafood plantain balls right here.
And deliberately seafood was mentioned in there because it's not the regular plantain. Trust me, I had a taste and it's the best of both worlds.
You know what? At this point, we need to have our guests taste it. Please have a taste quickly and tell us what you think.
The cooking is in the eating.
Yes.
Exactly.
Let's hear.
There's a certain sourness with that sauce that makes it absolutely heaven. You're gonna like it.
And that's the right texture. That's the right texture.
Can I dip?
Yeah, that's what it's there for.
That's the whole idea, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole idea.
Mouthful.
Right from the start.
Wow.
That's
amazing.
All the flavors.
Chef Mo, once again.
Lovely, lovely.
You can add pepper as much as you want, so you can balance it. I give it to you without pepper, so you will feel all the flavor.
Yes, sir.
Once we go off camera, I'll forget my manners. I'm I'm really digging.
All right.
This is nice. Well done.
Thank you so much.
So we've had a marvelous Monday with Chef Mo in the kitchen.
Yes, indeed.
Of course, and we have Mazino, Winnie, myself, and Okey Bakassi.
Who's busy eating?
Yes, continue, boss. It's all about you. And of course, you at home, trying it at home. Show us what you've done. Use our hashtag Wake Up Nigerian on TVC with all your posts and let us know.
Yeah, don't forget to follow us on YouTube and make sure that you're smashing that follow button on there as well, and also the notification one, so you'll be the first to know each time we make a post. Like everything that happened here today, up on YouTube.
Definitely.
So guess what? We're live on Twitter right now, so you can always follow up and watch it again later on. Starting from tomorrow morning, make sure you find our Twitter handle, that's @TVC Connect, and watch us live.
We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.